Dude had 3 punks and was looking to add more to his collection, and things just got weird. Welcome to the Louisiana Department of Corrections, where a lingering meteorite above the Earth's surface had the whole cell block on some Twilight Zone type stuff. The year was 1997. I was at WCI in the working cell block, a maximum security unit for inmates with disciplinary infractions who were sentenced to lockdown all day and night except for work call, where it's 100% field labor. That's right, Sun Unit, where there is no shade. Literally, the cell block was called Sun Unit because it was brutal field labor with no trees or anything for shade relief. A lot of convicts called it slave labor, but that, though, is a story for another time. One thing prisoners get to do, though in the working cell block, is watch television. And besides the midday soap operas, the most watched thing is the local news. And one topic was all over the news cycles during 1997. It was the Hale-Bopp comet. It became something of a mystery to the world, and some prisoners were very much intrigued. Of course, the white convicts could be heard laughing and joking, somewhat being serious about talking about the Hale-Bopp comet. They'd be standing around, swinging their weed cutters back and forth, as the gun guards sat on their horses in the distance, watching and listening to everything. Some of the white convicts thought that this was possibly the apocalypse. After all, it was ominous. A lot of speculation, and mostly just another topic to pass time under the scorching Louisiana heat. Yeah, the heat was always so thick, but nobody could have seen what the comet was bringing, not even the gun guards. There was this one black dude named Sky, and no one knew it at the time, but he was paying close attention to that comet. And he never missed the news or occasional newspaper that worked itself around the cell block discussing the comet. What else no one knew was he was concocting a conspiracy. People could be thrown off or even crazy in prison. And Sky, he was no exception. He wasn't one of those dudes down for his rounds or his neighborhood, but he was matched, or should I say he marched to the beat of his own drum. And that second line was his punks. Yes, he liked boys, and even more, making boys out of men. What kept him going was turning dudes out. Yeah, he was a sick individual. That's how some people are in prison. And Sky, he was about that lifestyle, that funny lifestyle, and he was doing everything he can to involve himself with punks. He thinks this Hale-Bopp comet is a sign for him to declare his purpose to everyone, and he changes his name. Sky changes his name to Skyglock, ruler of the meteors. The meteors was his punks, which were 3. He had 3 of them. But now this sign, this Hale-Bopp comet, was a declaration of his coming out as the true ruler of all punks. He thought the closer the comet got to the earth, the more he would get more punks. He even made a song, a heavy metal song, as he referred to it as. He was into heavy metal because he knew he could use it to bait in unsuspecting white inmates who were what I would call more weak-minded. They were often heard singing it as they tilled the field with their hoes. No pun intended. He, Sky Glock, would start the chorus, which was his new name, Sky Glock, Sky Glock. And he had said crazy like that, and his punks would chime in, ruler of the meteors. And so they'd be tilling their hoes, and he'd go, Sky Glock. And the punks would go, rulers of the meteors. Man, this was some crazy stuff to watch. It was so crazy that nobody knew what was going on. It was some Jim and the Holograms meets Cell Block 99 type stuff. This is the stuff that's going on in prison. Anyway, Sky Glock, which he is now referred to as, and everybody had to get him by his new pronoun, Sky Glock. This was way before pronouns. So Sky Glock was now telling everybody he's Sky Glock, even telling the guards. Of course, the guards are going to disrespect you. They don't care what you're saying, so they just call the dude Sky. Or they usually call you by your last name or your DOC number. As the Hale-Bopp comet got closer to the earth, Sky Glock got closer to extended lockdown. That's right, he was tripping. And the correctional officers all took notice. They ended up being a little white dude who was put into Sky Glock's cell with him. And he didn't want no trouble, the little white dude. He was trying to mind his business, trying to do his time. He was young, But Sky Glock wanted the little dude to be part of the meteorites, right? So he began to concoct his plan. Of course, this was all part of him in his world domination of penitentiary punks, right? So one night, Sky Glock, he tried his luck. He tested his luck on the little white dude. And, the little white dude wasn't having it, and he gave him a fight. At this time, the staff was about tired of Sky Glock and all his shenanigans. So they ended up laying him down in extended lockdown, which in Louisiana is basically what other states call a shoe. So he got laid down in extended lockdown, and he went to court, kangaroo court, and he got sentenced, to a long-term and extended lockdown. So he was laid down. He wasn't even going back into the, working cell block. And then all of the meteorites, they all got shipped and transferred to different jails. So they broke up the whole band got broken up, So I don't know if the band, the Meteorites, ever had a reunion tour. I don't know if they all got back together with Sky Glock, and I don't know if they ever redid this thing. But the moral of the story is, when crazy things happen in space or in the world, people tend to do crazy stuff. And people in prison especially do crazy stuff. Sky Glock was crazy. Throw it off. I don't know where he's at today. Hopefully he's still locked up where he needs to be, because he tried to make a victim of that little white dude. Little white dude banged him up. You know what I mean? Little white dude did what he had to do. He respected. I stand on that with him. He was cool. Look, everybody goes through something. Sometimes you got to stand on principle and belief. And for me, I stood on my principle and belief. But the meteorites, even though they were punks, I guess that was their belief, and that's what they wanted to do. So whenever you think of the Hale-Bopp comic, you can always remember Sky Glock, ruler of the meteorites. Sky Glock, ruler of the meteorites. Sky Glock. Crazy stuff. Thanks. Give me a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to With or Without Parole as I delve into telling prison stories and everything prison related, especially when it comes to redemption and change. We can laugh and joke in the process.